Hi, clients and friends. Mike Brady here with Generosity Wealth Management, a comprehensive full-service financial services firm headquartered in Boulder, Colorado. As you can see from the backdrop, I am still in my hotel room, leaving in about 45 minutes for the airport. I spoke at a financial conference actually a couple of days ago, and with today's technology, it doesn't really matter. I have the office here as if I was right there in my Boulder office with today's, like I said, technology and internet and everything else. So much is going on. Every day is exciting. I'm assuming that you are paying attention to the news and watching everything. And anyone who tells you how it's going to play out in any aspect of the world at any time, not just today, but in any time of the world, is just lying. And I'm not sure why they think that forecasting the future is helpful or even possible. Reaching your financial goals is, and the best way to reach those goals is clearly defining your goals and having a plan for how to get from point A to point B. I think of it as riding in an airplane. From point A to point B, there might be some turbulence. Nobody likes it. And the better the airplanes that we get, the less turbulent things become. They're able to buffer them so that you don't see and feel the what's happening. But sometimes there is turbulence in the market. Turbulence in the airplane, which is of course where I'm going with turbulence in the market. But in the plane, it happens. It's absolutely horrible, but you know that periodically it does happen. Hopefully it doesn't preclude you from taking that next plane ride, because your life is much richer when you're able to travel from point A to point B. The market's no different, investments no different. Sometimes there's turbulence. This happens to be a particularly difficult air pocket. I cannot believe the oversold indicators that I'm seeing. It's quite remarkable. There are certain times in our lives where we'll look back on and say, remember that time? And in most recent, it was of course 2008. Another really bad sell-off that was very precipitous was when the S&P downgraded the U.S. government in 2011. I mean, maybe you remember that. Both of these incidents were recovered. They were painful, both of them. We might remember them. If you've been watching my videos, I've been talking about the unnatural nature, the unusual nature of our calmness over the last 2, 3, 4 years, that we've become lulled into expecting that that's always the way it is. There's no volatility, very little volatility in the markets. And so I highly recommend you do that. I did a great one last summer, August or September, talking about the number of positive plus or minus 1% days in the year was remarkably low. But most people perceived it as being particularly high, but that actually wasn't true. And that's one of the ways that I would argue news media can really provide a picture that's not statistically true or maybe completely accurate without emotion. And these things do happen, like that turbulence on the plane, the turbulence in the markets do happen. They are absolutely uncomfortable when they happen, but that's why it's good to take a step back and say, okay, let's be calm and remember that this is part of the plan, that I knew it was going to happen, and then it did happen. I mean, it's just completely unpleasant, but a part of that journey from point A to point B. I mentioned something earlier about being oversold. Yeah, I watch a lot of technical indicators. I mean, at the end of the day, my training almost 30 years ago was in technical trading. Trading, that's when you're doing various charts and things of that nature. And the oversold nature of this is mind-boggling to me. I'm very much looking forward to when it would turn around, and that could be later today, tomorrow, next month, next year. I don't know, but that's the reason why an oversold from my point of view leads to a very good market, and that's why we then have long-term investments along the way so that we can benefit from that when it happens at some of the point in the future when I don't know when it is. I mean, that's why you have to kind of deal with things now, and the best thing you can do is have control of your emotions. So anyway, I'm going to continue to have these videos periodically. When I'm back in my office, I have a little bit more charts and things of that nature, so I might get a little bit more technical for those of you who might want more technical. But anyway, 303-747-6455. Mike Brady, thanks. Bye-bye.